Absolutely. I mean, look, the Bank of England is looking at data and parsing it with a fine-tooth comb every month, and there's always going to be something going on that could lead to a big increase in GDP or inflation in that month, or a big decrease. Their job typically, though, is to keep their eyes focused on the medium term, right, and to think about where inflation is going to be a year and a half from now. So, does a Taylor Swift a series of Taylor Swift concerts or a coronation or whatever really impact inflation that far down the road? I mean, that's the big question. And to be honest, the answer is typically no, but it doesn't make their job any easier when you're getting all these distortions in that data.
Of course, what we see here is a really significant economic multiplier effect. So when we have Swifties out in force spending money, that's going to impact the economy. But walk us through the data that you have when it comes to not just restaurants, but also hotel price impacts as well here, and the implications that this could have for the BOE when it comes to services inflation.
For sure. I mean, there's sort of three elements that we track very, very closely. We gather data from across the web on a daily basis, and it's hotels, airfares, and restaurants, right? And this is what the Taylor Swift fans will be doing when they're here, essentially. On the airfare side, we've seen no impact whatsoever. We can confidently say that. London's just a popular place in the summer. Whether it's Taylor Swift fans or just other tourists, it's kind of the same story from year to year. So there's no extra impact from Taylor Swift there. The hotel one we have seen this year. But what it tends to be with the Taylor Swift fans is when they converge on a smaller city, such as Edinburgh, Liverpool, Cardiff, that's where we see the big spike, because the capacity of the hotel industry there just can't handle 80,000 additional fans all there at the same time. A city like London, well, there's hotel availability here generally, and there's quite a lot of it, right? So we've seen a little bit, a few days ago we saw a bit of an increase. It seemed to pass through quite quickly. Where perhaps we've seen a bit more of a durable impact this time around is on the restaurant bookings. So we look at open table data, for example, and we did see a spike in June around her concerts here, and we've actually seen a big surge again over the weekend. So if there's anywhere I've got I kind of looking at those three sectors and say, okay, there's definitely Taylor Swift impact here, it's the restaurant sector. I think that's the one that will have benefited. Hotels and airfares, they're busy anyways. It's August in London. People like coming this time of year.
What about the impact on the index day as well, particularly for the ONS, because I know this is something that you've been looking at as well?
Yeah, so there's a question of, what is it doing to prices versus is the data even going to show that increase, right? And, we're getting into the weeds here, but it is important. The ONS, who measures the inflation data, look at hotel prices a single day a month. So they're not looking at hotel prices every single day. Now, they don't tell us what day it is, but we sort of figure out a pattern, and we're fairly confident that the day they've used from August was August 13th, which is, of course, about a week before the Taylor Swift shows. So those hotel prices won't have been increasing around Taylor Swift for the August inflation data, which means they're going to measure it pre-Taylor Swift in August, obviously post-Taylor Swift in September. We probably won't see an impact in the inflation data, at least in the hotel side. Restaurants, perhaps. If restaurants are putting up their prices around the concerts, that's a more regular measurement. We may see that show up.
Yeah.